Hi everyone, my name is Julia Tang and I'm a physical therapist at Breakthrough. Today I'm here with a lower body cardio and body weight strength workout. It's going to be about 30 minutes here and it's going to have low impact options as well as slightly higher impact options, but you can modify as needed. Okay, so it's going to include your warm-up, about 20 minutes of a workout, and then a quick cool down and stretch. So let's get started. So the warm-up is just going to start with some high knees here. So you can kind of swing your arms or keep them a little lower if you have to. The warm-up is important. You're just trying to raise your heart rate, get your muscles ready to go for the workout. So we're just spending about 20 seconds in each portion of this warm-up. Next one is butt kicker. You can either do a walk or you can bring it up to a jog. So you're just trying to kick your heel towards your butt. Again, to keep it low impact, you can just do a walk here. And you can do the jog. Just try and raise that heart rate a little bit. Next one is a side step, arm swing. Trying to get that upper body in here too. We're going to be doing some arm movements. So you want to make sure your upper body is ready to go. You should feel your heart rate raising a little bit. Next one is going to be a leg swing on the left side, or pick one side. So this is kind of a balance exercise. You want to keep your core nice and engaged. You don't want to slump over. Keep yourself nice and tall. Only kick up as high as you can while keeping your back straight and your legs straight. Okay, go ahead and switch sides here. Go to the other leg. Again, use your core to lift that leg up. Keep your back straight, knees straight. So it's also a little bit of a balance exercise. Next one is a mini lunge and twist. So mini lunge, rotate, come back. You can keep this just a small step forward, so like this. Just a small step. Or you can go into a full lunge. Okay, and then the next one's going to be a boxer shuffle. So kind of shuffle side to side. And again, if you need to keep it really low impact, you can just do a step side to side, or you can do the full boxer shuffle. Next one is hip up and out. So you can do a stepping one like this. Just kind of up and out, or you can do it with a little bounce. Trying to get that hip warmed up. Okay, so the next one is going to be either a side step jack. You can keep your arms down here if you have to, or a full-on jumping jack. This is the last warm-up exercise. Your heart rate should be up, and your muscles should be ready to go. All right, bring it down. Let's get into the workout. Okay, so we're going to get into the cardio and body weight strength portion right here. We're going to go 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Cardio exercise, body weight strength, cardio exercise, body weight strength. Okay, so let's get started. The first one is going to be a step up. This is our first cardio interval. So step up to high knee, keep your back nice and straight. If you don't have a step, you can just step forward and go into a heel raise and a high knee. So you can do this without a step if you don't have one. If you want it to be a little bit harder, you can do straight up high knees. But for low impact, you can just go with that step up to high knee here. So 50 seconds of this exercise. Get that heart rate up, get a nice cardio burn. Keep it up. Take a break. We get 10 seconds here, and then we're going into a squat, our first body weight strength exercise. Some feet and hips, feet and knees shoulder width apart. Push your hips back behind you to initiate the squat, like you're going to try and sit on a chair behind you. And then pretend like you're squishing a bug underneath your heels to keep pushing through your heels, and try and spread the ground between your feet to activate the lateral portion of your hip, the outside portion of your hip. So 50 seconds is a long time, and we're doing body weight strength. So this is going to be more for toning and muscle endurance. So 50 seconds here, then we're going back to that step up. And you have the option of the step up, the high knee, or the step forward to heel raise. So quick 10-second break here, stay active. Get ready for that step up. So again, your options, you can do a high knee, you can do a step up, or you can do a step forward to heel raise. So the options are limitless based on the equipment you have and how much impact you want to get. And I recommend turning on some music. I love working out to music. It helps motivate me, and it just makes it more fun. Keep it going here. Keep yourself nice and vertical. Use your core to bring that knee up. Okay, break, and then we're going back to that body weight squat. So you can just stop here. Okay, set your feet shoulder width apart. Hinge your hips back. Pretend like there's something pushing you at the hips, forcing you to fold or hinge at your hips. Squish the bug underneath your heels. Corkscrew your feet into the ground and try and spread the floor. So keep your knees tracking right over your feet. You don't want them to be wobbling or going in and out. So keep it up. This is where that music comes in handy. Get those last few seconds out. Keep it up. Push through the heels and hips. All right, quick break. We're going into our next set. This one you need a little space. It's going to be a lateral shuffle. So get in your ready stance and then shuffle to the side. Shuffle back the other way. Power off that hip. For a lower impact option, you can just do a squat step. So hold a squat, step to the side. Or you can do the full shuffle. Make sure you're really powering off that hip. And when you push off, don't let your knee cave in. Push from the outside of that hip. So here, push off. Here, push off. 50 seconds on the clock here. Keep it up. Stay low. Core engaged. Chest up. Whew. All right. Active rest here. Our strength portion for this set is RDLs. So back straight, hinge at the hips. Knees straight but soft. You don't want them locked up. So a little bit of a bend in them. Mostly straight. Hinging at the hips, flat back. Feet still about shoulder width apart, similar to the squat. You should feel a stretch in the hamstrings as you lower, and a squeeze in the hamstrings and the glutes as you come back up to vertical. Come all the way back up. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Keep your weight in your heels. If you can only get down this far before your back starts to bend over, then you only go that far. It's kind of an active hamstring stretch. Okay, quick break here. Woo, I am sweating. Hopefully you are too. We're going to go right back to that lateral shuffle and start it up. So power from the outside of that hip. And remember, for low impact, you can do the squat side step, or you can do the full lateral shuffle. It also depends on how much space you have. So this is the cardio portion. You should be breathing pretty hard, sweating pretty hard. I'm sweating. Keep it up. Stay low. Push from that outside hip. Okay, quick break. We're going back to that RDL. Square up the hips. Hinge forward from the hips. Back straight. Knees straight but soft. Unlocked. So really hinging at the hips. Think about, instead of thinking about leaning forward, instead think about pushing your hips backwards. This is body weight strength training. So you can get nice toned muscles here. And the benefit is you don't need any equipment, just your own body weight. If you do have some weights, you can hold some weights for the squats and the RDLs here. Alright, we're going to move on to our next set. Okay, this one we're going to do some fast feet. So it's going to be out, out, in, out, in. So speed it up. Remember which foot you're leading with on this set, because we're going to switch the foot you're leading with on the next set. If this is too high impact, you can just step. You don't have to have so much of a bouncing run. But if you can, try and speed it up. This is a nice athletic movement. Get your feet ready. Work on some agility here. Keep your core tight. Chest up. Keep it up. This is a big one. And if halfway through, you have to switch to the stepping, that's also fine. You can do what you can. Okay, active rest. Our strength portion for this section is going to be a lateral lunge. Oh yeah, I'm sweating. So feet nice and wide. Push your hip back to one side and back to the other side. You want your knee to track over your toe, and it's all about that hip hinge. Push your hips back. Pretend like there's a chair behind you, and you're trying to sit your hips back on that chair. Same thing as a squat. Squish a bug under your heel. Chest up. Your chest has to come forward slightly to counterbalance your hips, so that's okay. But you want to focus on that hip hinge. This is an important strength exercise for that those lateral movements, getting some power, pushing off side to side. All right, quick break. We'll go back to those fast feet. So remember, start with the opposite foot this time. So I did my right on the first time, now I'm going to go with my left. So out, out, in, out, out, in. Speed it up. And if you're more coordinated than me, you can try and add some arms. But that might get a little confusing if your arms can't quite go the same speed as your feet. Again, you can do the step out, out, in, out, out, in, or bring it up into those fast feet. Pretend like you're trying to duke out your defender. You don't know which way you're going to go. Your feet are so fast. You can change direction at any time. Alright, break. Going back to that lateral lunge. So set your feet. Nice and wide. Hinge your hips back. Sometimes it helps if you do this right in front of a wall. So you can push your hips back to tap on the wall. Really promote that hip hinge. Common mistake is people kind of bring their toe forward or bring their knee forward, or putting feet too narrow and their knee goes outside their foot. So don't let that be you. Feet nice and wide. Your knee should end up right over your foot in that lateral lunge. Keep it up here. We get a quick water break after this. Just a little bit longer, and then you get a water break. All right, so active rest, keep your feet moving. Go ahead and grab a quick sip of water, and then we'll be right back for the last 2 sections. Okay, so the next one is going to be runners. So you get in kind of a cross position, 1 foot in front, and draw up your knee, pump your arms in a running motion here. So use your glute to extend your foot behind you, core engaged, chest up. And if you can't be down that far, you can also do it a little more upright. If you can, get this front knee to bend a little bit. So try to hold the bend in the front knee. And remember which leg you have in front this round, because the next time through we're going to switch our feet. Keep it up. Pretend like you're sprinting to the finish line. So the cardio portion, get that heart rate up. Whew. Active rest here, and then the strength portion is going to be a reverse lunge. I'm going to step back, lower into a lunge. If your body just does not do this, that's okay. You can always do a mini lunge. It doesn't have to be a big lunge. Just step back. If you can, try and lower 90-90. As always, keeping your weight in the heel of your front foot. Squish the bug under your heel here. Try and keep your trunk vertical. Lower directly between your feet. So reverse lunge here. And you want to keep your knees stable. Don't let it wobble. So squeeze that glute. Use your hips. Keep that knee stable. All right, good job. So active rest. And then we're going to do the runner with the other leg in front. Set it up. And start it up. So use this glute. Really extend that leg backwards. Again, if you have to go slower and be more upright, that's fine. But if you can, try and get into that sprinting position. Use your core. Keep your core engaged. Pump your arms. Draw that knee up towards your chest while keeping your back nice and flat. This is where music is very useful. Feel the beat pounding in your ears. Keep it going. Just a few more seconds here. And we'll go back into that reverse lunge. Whew. Active rest, and now we're going back to the reverse lunge. All right, so set it up, step back into the reverse lunge, lower as far as you can comfortably. Keep that chest upright. So really trying to get, if you can, try and get a nice deep lunge here. You're aiming for about 90 degrees in both your knees. So this takes a lot of glute strength on the front leg and quad strength in both legs, but especially to control the lowering on the back leg. Keep it up here. and active rest. All right, we're on to the last round. The last round is going to be a power skip for our cardio portion. So you're going to go into reverse lunge, jump up, switch. If this is not your deal, you can go into a lunge, high knee, lunge, high knee. Or you can do lunge, high knee, heel raise. Lunge, high knee, heel raise. The lunge can be mini. If you have to make it smaller, just step back, heel raise. Or you can do the full power skip. Use your arms, drive up. Use your core strength to drive your knee up to get some height. So again, trying to get some height. Land with a soft knee. Quiet, soft landings. Whew. Next one, our strength portion. It's going to be a heel raise. Getting some of that calf power. So double leg heel raise. So lift up, slowly lower back down. I am sweating. I hope you are too. So you don't just plop back down. Lift up, control down. If this is too easy, if you're looking at me and saying, Julia, this is way too easy. Okay, you can do a single leg heel raise. I have balance issues with single leg heel raise, so you can always hang onto a wall. You can do like a few on one side, a few on the other side. See here, you can tell I'm a little fatigued, wobbling all over the place. Or you can do the double leg heel raise. Whatever works for you, whatever floats your boat. And if you're dripping sweat like me, you might want to turn a fan on. All right, active rest here. We're going back to that power skip. So really get a strong drive from those legs. Whatever level of impact you're doing, you can still get a strong leg drive. So back, up, drive up, or step back, knee drive, or high knee to heel raise. Whatever it is you're doing, put some power into it. And of course, you want to keep your knee stable as you're going down. None of this wobbly, no wobbly knees. Drive through your glute, drive your knee up, drive your hand up, like you're reaching for something. All right, good. Last round of strength here, those heel raises. You can do double, single, whatever works for you. I'm going to do 5, 5, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other leg single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back to double. Some people say counting is the hardest part of my job. Some days that's definitely true. Especially when my brain is tired and my body's tired from doing workout. So you can see I'm struggling with the balance and control here a little bit. That's okay. Do the best you can. All right. And that is it. So grab a quick sip of water, keep your legs active, and then we'll be right back with the cool down. Okay, so I moved into the shade because, as you can see, I'm sweating like crazy. It's too hot out here. So let's get started with our stretch. We're doing 30 seconds of each exercise. Starting with a forward fold, hamstring, and calf stretch. So put one leg out in front, hinge at the hips, reach for your toe. You should be getting a hamstring and a calf stretch here. If you can't quite reach your foot, that's okay. You just want to keep a flat back, get as far as you can, and lift your toe off the ground. Some nice deep breaths here. Let your heart rate come down. Just holding for 30 seconds each. Okay, go ahead and switch sides. So hip hinge, reach for that toe, get Get those toes off the ground if you can't touch your toe, and keep that knee straight. You should be getting a nice hamstring stretch as well as a calf stretch. Keep breathing here. Relax into the stretch. And we're standing up for a quad stretch, so keep those knees together. Grab your ankle if you can. If you can't grab your ankle, you can kind of grab like a strap in your heel, or you can loop a towel around your foot and use that to help pull your ankle towards your butt, or pull your heel towards your butt. Get a nice stretch in the front of the thigh here. Breathe deeply, sink into the stretch. Switch sides, so I'll show you from the side here. Try and grab your ankle, not your toes. So you want to stretch out the front of your thigh. You can grab your toes to stretch the front of your shin a little bit, or you can grab like the loop of your shoe if you can't quite reach your ankle. However far you can get, just try and get a good stretch here. Going into a standing adductor stretch, so feet nice and wide. Lean towards one side, so you're trying to stretch the inside of the inside thigh of the straight leg. You can also add a reach over, get a little side stretch in there. Same principles apply. You don't want this knee outside your foot. Keep it right over your foot here. Same principles as when you're strengthening. Okay, switch sides. Lean towards that straight leg and reach your arm over. Breathe nice and deep here. Okay, so the next one is going to be a hip flexor stretch. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Tuck your hips under, kind of like a dog tucking its tail, and then shift your weight forward. So you should feel a stretch in the front of the hip of the leg that's in the back. To deepen the stretch, you can kind of reach over, breathe into it, or you can just kind of lean over if you can't get your arm over your head. Whichever one works for you. Okay, switch sides. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, tuck the hips under, and then shift your weight forward to get a nice stretch on this hip flexor. Try and keep that back leg straight. Breathe into this stretch. A lot of people have a lot of hip flexor tightness, so this is a good stretch to do. Last one is going to be a glute stretch. So you're going to cross your opposite ankle over your opposite knee, or cross your ankle over your opposite knee and sit into a figure 4 stretch. So pull your toes towards your knee here, draw your foot up. You'll feel a little bit more in the stretch and it kind of protects your knee. So you can walk your hips closer to your foot to get a deeper stretch. Do what you can. Switch sides, so ankle over opposite knee. And then you can kind of start here if that's a good stretch for you. But the way to deepen it is you bring your hips closer to your heel. You can also do this laying on your back and just pull your thigh in towards your chest with your arms. But there's a few variations of this figure 4 stretch, so I'm just doing the seated one today. So our last stretch here. All right. And that was it. Thanks for working out with me. Hopefully you got a sweaty, good workout just like I did. And see you next time.